Welcome to Aonapawi-la-Kawit, formerly known as Moravian Town. It is one of the oldest settlements in southwestern Ontario and home to the Lenape people. The community is located on the southern shores of the Thames River, about 40 kilometers east of the city of Chatham. The community has seen many changes throughout its history, which reflects the experience of its people, from disposition, Christianization, and colonization of the past to decolonization and reclamation today. Nothing illustrates this more than the community's name. Since 1792, the community has had 6 different names, including Fairfield, New Fairfield, Moravian Town, Reserve Number 47, Moravian of the Thames, and Delaware Nation. Today, as a symbol of its reclaimed identity, the community has adopted Aonapawi-la-Kawit, a phrase in its own language which means the place of the original people. Aonapawi-la-Kawit was famous for an annual event drawing people from throughout the region for nearly 80 years, beginning in 1882. The Moravian Town Fall Fair was an amazing 4-day event that boasted dozens of concession stands, selling everything from woodworking, native crafts, candy, and hot meals. There were ball games, bingo, dancing, music, and a midway. There were countless competitions from livestock and produce judging to nail driving and log sawing. While the fairgrounds had an impressive racetrack, the biggest draw were foot races. One year drew more than 5,000 people when world marathon champion and Olympian Tom Longboat, an Onondaga from 6 Nations, ran an exhibition race. Sadly, the fair ended when it received a fatal blow from a tornado that blew into the community in the late 1950s. While the old fairgrounds may be gone, the remnants of the old racetrack remain today around the community's powwow grounds that stand there in its place. Dozens of Aonapawi-la-Kawit men and women voluntarily enlisted in both world wars, offering their support. Many who fought did not return to their home. A cenotaph was placed in the heart of our community to honor them and their service, and we continue to do so every year on Memorial Day and to remember those that have followed in their footsteps in subsequent wars and struggles. It's our way to say thank you, or in our language, Anishik. Our community believes in supporting our elders and youth, so it built for them the Senior Center and Youth Center. Elders can gather at their center to talk about early days, participate in various health and wellness activities. The Youth Center provides a headquarters during summer day camps, focus on youth-oriented activities, or just provide a place to hang out. It's not hard to find the ball diamonds or the playground at Aonapawi-la-Kawit, and they have produced champion hardball and fastball players, securing multiple All-Ontario Fastball Championships, which is an annual tournament that features some of the best First Nations teams in the province. The community has organized teams for 100 years. The playground is always a fun time for the children all year round, and as hockey is a favorite pastime during the winter months, part of the playground is converted into a hockey rink. At the center of Aonapawi-la-Kawit, you can find many of our administration buildings that have evolved over time with the progression of our people. The daycare has grown in size with a strong focus on the language of our people, so the youth may help preserve our ways for the future. The band office has not changed much since its construction, but a long line of hard-working, dedicated community members have come and gone throughout the years, and now serves as a central base of operations for our community police force. The Training and Employment Center offers computer and internet access to assist in finding jobs, acquire training, enhancing skills, or as a boardroom for our meetings. It now stands on the site of where the old community center used to be. The center is also home to our radio station, CKBK 104.3 The Buck, which began in 2010. The kindergarten school, constructed in 1949, continues to educate each new generation of Lenape children and is now the location for the education department. The Delaware Nation Health Center is committed to providing health-focused programs and services to the community like diabetes awareness, the Homemakers Program, medical drivers, and essential services. The language office has changed from its old name to one more suitable using our own language. now called Enalichsing, and while our language is not extinct, it is recognized as critically endangered, so our community members are hard at work to keep our language safe for future generations. By the 1740s, the Lenape people have been on the move for decades as they were far from their ancestral home. They encountered the Moravian missionaries, who had begun establishing missions all across the eastern seaboard. They were from the Moravian Church, which originates in Moravia, now part of Czechoslovakia and eastern Germany. Did you know that Moravian Town, Ontario is one of about 30 such Moravian towns ever built? These towns were built by the Lenape and the Moravian missionaries who lived among the Lenape for more than 160 years. All other Moravian towns have since perished, but you can tour the grounds of the Moravian Mission Church and home, which still stand today. The Fairfield Museum stands on the north shore of the Thames River and is named after Fairfield Town, which was built by the Lenape. The town was a marvel for its time, as it was one of the first European-style towns, boasting of the first church and school within the region. Not long after its construction would come the War of 1812. It saw as many as 40 Lenape warriors join famed Shawnee chief Tecumseh in his alliance with the British to prevent the expansion of the Americans. Today, you can see the names on stones that marked where houses once stood at Fairfield. They are not there today, as before the Americans left, they burned Fairfield to the ground. You can still see the presence of the town with a surviving log cabin, the road, and the Fairfield Museum, where you can see artifacts from those that once resided at Fairfield and the Lenape. We finish our tour here at the Community Center. All year round, it serves a variety of purposes, like graduation, Halloween, the popular Christmas concert, or seasonal celebrations. It has always played host for special events like memorial dinners, community get-togethers, bingo, and fundraisers. We are happy to have had the chance to show you our home and yours. It will always remain welcome to you, and please remember Au Napawi Lakawit with fondness as we say see you again, or rather in our language, Lapich Kanawa.